go. Good morning. I'm gonna let the notifications go out and start talking here in a few about what I'm doing here today. Oh, Hika, good morning. There we go. Now we're seeing folks. Jeannie, good morning. Bokomo, there we are. Got a mod in the house. Good morning, Spirit in the Sky, how are you? Hey, thanks for hanging with me. We're gonna go into the Arapahoe County Commissioners meeting here in Arapahoe County, Colorado, because I'm going to make public comment. So this is the second time that I've been here this year. I typically don't go to county commissioner meetings because they are pretty powerless when it comes to the topics that I'm going to talk about and things that I want done. They have budgeting authority, and that's it. So they're in the middle of making their next year's budget. And hey, Jeannie, good morning. Yeah, Bokomo, that's a great point. Over there in Inglewood, right? The sheriff's department, though, what do we know about the sheriff's department? I don't know. I doubt they would either. But that's what I'm here for today, is to comment about the sheriff's department and what has gone on in that jail with our friend Josh, who has been sitting in the Arapahoe County Jail since last November on a trumped up bullshit Inglewood case. And it's really fascinating how many people go to jail from Inglewood and how many of their cases get dismissed. But at any rate, I was here back in April, and I told them that they had problems in their jail. I put it on the record, and that I understood that their only authority is budgeting authority. So now we're here again when they actually have some control to talk about budget requests from the sheriff's department. So I'm just going to put some stuff on the record. These are exceptionally boring meetings. There's a lot of people filling in that room. It looks like they have a hearing, some kind of zoning hearing. So I think a lot of those people might be there for that, for public testimony on that. I'm number 2 on the sign-in sheet for public comment, for general public comment. So hopefully that goes pretty quick. All of Arapahoe County. So yeah, lots of agencies in Arapahoe County. Hi.
Right here?
For what?
The renewal?
Oh,
The stickers?
I'm nobody. Is he looking for this thing?
That's all? Oh, okay. My first time. Thank you.
But the DMV's down there.
This says like you.
No, that's blocked off. Hey, he's looking for the DMV. He's wanting to go through here.
He wanted to get stickers, it comes out of the machine.
Right. Do you want the stickers out of the machine, or do you want to do it in person?
I don't know how to do
It's pretty easy if you just follow that. I've used that before. It's a self-serve kiosk, and if you just follow it, you can just renew that right there and go on your way instead of having to wait.
The other place that somebody else, I don't know.
Well, first we got,
The renewal,
yep,
yeah, for stickers.
yep.
Thank you, man.
Do you want the park pass?
Huh?
Do you want the state park pass?
What's that?
It allows you to go to our state parks.
I want to renew the. my-
Yes,
my sticker.
included in that, do you want to go to the state parks?
I don't understand.
Okay, Chatfield, Bar Lake, Roxborough, do you go to the parks? I have to say no, I don't think you go to the parks.
Sorry, man.
That's okay.
I feel kind of stupid, but
You don't go to the parks, you don't go to the parks.
All right.
You only have one, right? One car?
Yeah.
Okay. So it only takes a credit card. You have a credit card? You're ready to pay. Do you have a credit card?
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna print right there. You're done. Till next year.
It's done already?
Yep.
Man, thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Did Irish Rover finally roll out of bed and show up? He had a hot date last night, huh? Yeah, Spirit in the Sky. I think I'm rested. It's early. Yeah, that was interesting. He's starting off a little rude for being a paid public employee, but whatever. Fucking sheriff's deputy up there's a goddamn grouch. And he's the only one here, so you don't have to go through security here. So anyway, we're gonna go in here and I'm just gonna put some things on the record about my dealings with the sheriff's department and the command staff and the sheriff over the jail. If you'll recall this story, Josh was helping a homeless woman in an Inglewood public park. The park was still open. They were in the parking lot. He was helping a woman fix her heater. It was cold, and it was going to get really cold that night, and they happened upon each other at the dog park. They had never met each other. They both were at the park at the same time, utilizing the park for their dogs, and the woman told Josh that she didn't have any heat. He said, well, let me take a look at it. As he was doing that, somebody called 911 to report some people in the park stripping vehicles. So the cops, of course, come in a little hot, and they quickly figure out that there's nothing going on. And instead of leaving, they decide to start poking at Josh. And Josh doesn't have tags on his vehicle. And so they want to do an investigation on his vehicle. And Josh, to his own demise, started talking. He shouldn't have talked. He should have remained silent. The worst that could have happened was they could have towed his vehicle or issued a citation, perhaps. But at any rate, Josh talked a lot. The cops capitalized on that. And then Josh tried to leave the park. And as he was in his vehicle trying to leave, one of the cops, Austin Morrison, decided to go ahead and jump on in it, half body through the driver's door, and start beating the shit out of Josh. And the only body camera that captured that was Aloise standing behind him, And all you can see is Morrison just pounding on Josh. And Josh is laying back, and that's all you can see. So Josh ends up putting his vehicle in reverse, peels out, drives away. They end up issuing a warrant for him for felony assault on a peace officer. And he gets captured. He decides to go to trial. I told Josh, don't do it. You're not going to win. Period. Josh, to his own demise, thought that a jury of his peers would be reasonable and see right through the bullshit. Well, guess what? They didn't. Because, number one, jurors operate on first impression. And if you don't give a first impression, you're pretty much doomed if you don't give a good first impression. Josh didn't want to dress for court. Josh was late to his hearing on the second day, and they convicted him. And he went straight to jail. And I was the only one there. It was very traumatic. I had to deal with a lot of bullshit. Josh went into jail on a Tuesday back in November. And I wasn't hearing from him. So I was exceptionally concerned. So I had to go down to the jail and find out that, according to one Sergeant Mott, he just wasn't cooperating with the booking process. So he was just in a holding cell until he could cooperate with the booking process. He wouldn't define what cooperate meant. Turns out, I finally heard from Josh on Sunday. They had him on a suicide hold for not cooperating by not assigning his property sheet and telling them what shoe size he wore. Yeah. So they went ahead and stuffed him in a cell with a little turtle suit blanket thing for 4 days, and continued to taunt him that whole time. Peered in on him, yelled at him, poked at him, jarred at him, made fun of him, but never had any actual mental health assessment done. They flat out violated the law for restrictive housing in the jail setting. It was a flat out violation of the law. So that started a series of things that didn't go well in the jail. And here we are. I filed 3 complaints in total, 2 last year and 1 this year. They ignored them. They didn't even acknowledge that I'd filed them. Typical, right? Until I came to the county commissioners meeting in April. And 2 days later, I had an email from a Lieutenant Kirkpatrick outlining all my concerns and how ridiculous they were. And I didn't respond to that because most of what he said was a load of bullshit, and I wasn't going to continue to go back and forth because he had acknowledged in writing that there were 3 complaints that I filed, and he gave the case numbers. So I decided that I would wait and let them complete their thorough investigation. Well, here it is, August. And Josh is set to be released on Friday. Whether that happens or not remains to be seen. So I sent Patrick an email last week and asked him what the status of the complaints were. And he promptly replied that all of the complaints were unfounded. And if you need to know anything about them, you can go to records and pay for the investigations. Good job, buddy. Now, over in records at the Sheriff's Department, that too is a shit show. Yeah. They've got a new system that doesn't work. They deliberately delay records. You have to drive all the way out there in person or try to work through things over the phone, which I spent an hour yesterday trying to do that over the phone. Never heard anything back yesterday. Nothing back today in an email that even acknowledges the request for the Internal Affairs Investigations reports. which I need a quote for to begin with, because they're gonna try to charge an outrageous amount of money for those, as they always do when they are trying to hide what they did wrong. So the best I can do to kind of finalize this chapter of this level of advocacy for a man who is likely to get out of jail and never able to follow up with an attorney to file a civil rights lawsuit. It's just the truth. So he'll come out of jail homeless again with no resources. And so he's going to be scrambling. Yeah. So when, you know, the underserved populations that can't get their head above water because they're always behind the 8 ball end up in jail and weird things happen, people like me and other advocates and other advocacy groups show up. That's what we're supposed to do. And what has happened to Josh isn't just happening to Josh. So, yeah, good morning, Danny's Thoughts. Please hit that like button. I really appreciate that. And let's see what time we got. 9:25. That meeting starts at 9:30. I think they do a couple proclamations. I'm number 2 on the public sign-up sheet, so we shouldn't be here too long. And I just wanted to live stream this so you can see what's going on, so I can document what's going on. Arapahoe County Board of County Commissioners has a YouTube channel, I'm being told. I've never found it. I've never seen it on the agenda, so I don't know, but I was told that they do. So, Valley can hit the like down button. Okay, well that's cool. Hey, so you guys, tomorrow at 11 Mountain Standard Time, if you go to my community tab for posts, we're gonna have a chat with the DMCA lawyer. Let me tell you, this stuff is interesting, and I like the guy. He's a brainiac, and he knows his shit. I know the difference between shyster attorneys and attorneys with great minds. And this guy has a great mind. And I have long wanted to understand why people could take my content off of my channel and call it fair use and make money off of playing my content with next to no commentary or very little commentary. Even at that, stealing my content altogether is very questionable. I've dug into some things with YouTube, and it's a dead end, as you all know. So I like that the Digital Millennium Creators Act or something like that, whatever that stands for. I'm still learning, but DMCA lawyer is representing me. I entered into a fee agreement with him, and I'm really honored to be honest, because this is something that's been needing to happen for the little guys. And even if you are a channel with a few hundred subs, you're still a little guy. You are in the bigger picture of YouTube. I understand that a lot of you don't give a shit because you're making money. But for me, it's about a little more integrity and the moral compass of why people think they get to trash my nonprofit work. So my nonprofit has taken a position, and we are going to sue. So, and I'm really honored that Randall Newman has stepped up for a few of us. And so tomorrow he's going to educate us. So come join that. And as always, you know, the mods have full control of the chat. If you're going to come there to hijack, don't bother, because you won't stick around. I don't care that my channel is small. What I care about is the integrity of my work. So come join the conversation, or be a troll and just listen. Totally up to you, but you're not going to hijack my chats anywhere. So Yeah, and look, Valley Ken is a bye-bye now, so. Imitator, good morning. The KB, good morning. Thank you, I appreciate that. So it's 9:30, so should we head on into this boring meeting? I guess we should, so we don't miss any fun then. All right. Yeah, Bokomo, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Let's go into that meeting. Oh yeah, full house.
This is for the same thing, I think, right?
Yeah.
Are we the only item on the docket today? You know, or is this a broader deal?
Mods, are we connected well in here? Thank you, Bokomo. Yeah, as far as, trolls go, isn't it fascinating how, the quote-unquote auditors aren't stealing, aren't stealing their material? We're busy. We're busy getting shit done while you basement dwellers are still playing with your Xbox. Right here. I always think it's good to have faces with names. Jeff Baker went out of his way to talk to me at the last meeting. Really appreciate his willingness to do that. It's pretty rare. Rhonda Fields used to be in the legislature. I worked with her and another Republican, believe it or not. It was a bipartisan sponsored bill to stop putting kids in jail, kids and parents in jail for truancy. Rhonda liked that idea until somebody came and paid her off, and she went ahead and killed the bill. So she likes kids going to jail for not engaging with their failing public education shit show. This meeting is clearly not going to start on time. So this will be good. I'm glad there's a lot of people here to learn about the dysfunction of their tax dollars in the sheriff's department. Yeah, hey, look, I think if they have to sit here for 6 solid hours and listen to the people, that's what they gotta do. It's their job. At all levels. Oh, it's gotten out of control, Mark? It's been out of control. Well, for some of their crimes, they should be on the most wanted posters for sure. I'm just gonna utilize this chair that man brought out. Were these for you or for anybody? Did you put these out? These chairs? Are they for you or anybody?
No, they're for everyone.
Oh.
For the
For the public?
Yeah, there's the peels or what peels are kind of.
Sure.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
we brought extra just in case we get more citizens.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know what? You take these chairs. I'll find another one. Sure.
You know, let me tell you, going down that thing, I think it's 7 miles. You know, and it's just that seeing the little kids. Yeah. So all 3 of my kids.
I don't even know what the topic is. It's bringing all these people out.
I was 6. And it means more to me now than my kids. Now here's all these little kids, and I got my grandkids, and I take the moment.
Did I delete somebody's message? Sorry. I don't know what happened.
Bikes going.
That was my fault, though. I have my other phone
You know, you wave at them.
open with the screen. Sorry. I hope I didn't block you. What'd I do, Mods?
I don't know if you're optimistic on this. Yeah, you can sit here.
Hey, if you're just joining, we're here at the Arapahoe County Commissioner meeting, Arapahoe County, Colorado.
Good morning, Michelle. Are we
And
ready
I'm here to make
upstairs?
public comment about the Sheriff's Department.
Have a great meeting. Thank you.
Music hold ended.
Good morning. I'm going to call to order the August 12th, 2025 business meeting of the Arapahoe County Board of Commissioners to order. In attendance today are County Attorney Ron Carl and Cooney Saraceno, Administrator to the Board, in the Clerk and Recorder's Office. Also joining us to facilitate remote public participation is Michelle Halstead, Director of the Commissioner's Office. I would like to note for the record that Commissioner Summy is absent and excused today. Mr. Saraceno, would you please call the roll?
Commissioner Fields,
Present.
Commissioner Watermelon, Commissioner Baker.
Here. Thank you. Commissioner Morelli, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Please stand.
The flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Carl, are there any changes to the agenda as presented?
There are no changes to the agenda.
Being that there's no changes, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Commissioner Warren.
I move that we adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion from Commissioner Warren Gully and a second from Commissioner Campbell. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Seeing none, that motion carries. Next up is our public comment period. You're invited to speak to the commissioners about any topic that is not on the agenda. This period is for folks to comment on things that we will not be discussing later on. If you would like to speak on a topic that is included on the agenda, we ask that you please wait until that item is called, until you speak. For those interested in providing comments on the Arcadia Creek item, instructions on that process will be provided when we reach that item on the agenda. For those on the line who would like to get in the queue to speak, please press *3 at this time. As a reminder, please press *3 only once to get into the queue. If you press it multiple times, it will remove you from the queue. Each person speaking will have 1 3-minute time period for comments, which will begin after you state your name and address for the record if you feel comfortable doing that. While the board does not respond to individual comments during this section of our agenda, please note that we do listen and we take into account these concerns and ask for staff to follow up on resolution as needed. Given the number of folks that are in attendance, both in person and online, as well as the interest listed on the sign-in sheets, we're going to have a busy day today, so I ask you to bear with me. All right, we are going to open up public comment at this time for general public comment. If there's anyone, we have a sign-up list. First one up on the list here in person is Mark Flink. Mr. Flink, could you come forward?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Mark Flink of the Southbridge neighborhood and a frequent user of the municipal trail. Littleton has had 2 years to scar Jackass Gulch open space by replacing the existing 10-foot wide pressure fines recreational trail with a 16-foot wide concrete transportation facility with the help of more than $1.5 million of Arapahoe County open space funds. The 2-year grant expires September 6th. Littleton has not yet closed the trail to begin the construction. When Littleton requests an extension to use the grant funds, Arapahoe County should not extend the grant for the 16-foot wide concrete road. As you saw with respect to the citizen opposition to Littleton's plans for the concrete pass in Jackass Park, and as stated in that context by one of the members of the Open Spaces and Trails Advisory Board, concrete ruins open space. Arapahoe County should not be complicit in a project that is antithetical to the mission and purpose and guidelines for use of open space funds established by Resolution 21-263 and the vote of the people. Let's not forget that Arapahoe County's grant to Littleton was based in large measure on Littleton's certified false and misleading statements in its grant application that there was community support and no opposition for a 16 to 18 foot wide concrete remake of the existing open space trail, and that it would conduct additional community engagement. Any request for extension must not only be considered in the context of the now known overwhelming community opposition, but also in the context of a reinvigorated open space now that Littleton has completed the drainage improvements that included 10-foot wide Cross Gulch concrete trail. Try to get your minds around what Littleton is doing. Littleton has a sidewalk on the south side of Mineral Avenue and will be expanding and buffering bike lanes on Mineral Avenue, mere yards from the edge of Jackass Gulch open space. On Jackass Hill Road, the road hundreds of cars use each day to get from Heritage High School, McIntosh Academy, St. Mary's Church and School, downtown Littleton, and the Mineral Light Rail Station. There are sidewalks on both sides, and Littleton is widening and buffering bike lanes to be 8 to 10 feet wide and narrowing the vehicle travel lanes from 16 feet to 11 feet. In a nutshell, Littleton is keeping sidewalks and widening bike lanes in the Mineral Avenue Jackass Hill corridor and narrowing to 11 feet vehicle lanes on a heavily used road while asking Arapahoe County to use open space funds to pay for widening the 16 feet of concrete, a nearby relatively seldom used recreational trail through open space. In what world does this make sense? If and when Littleton resident requests an extension of the open spaces grant funding, please ensure that any plan for a restructured trail in Jackass Gulch be consistent with the mission, purpose, and guidelines of an open spaces grant, and that the citizens of Littleton and Arapahoe County are heard and have a voice through the Open Spaces and Trail Advisory Board and this governing body in the enhancement, improvement, preservation, and protection of our diminishing open spaces. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Frank. The timing was perfect. I was remiss in pointing out the yellow and red lights up here just underneath the dais. The yellow light will come on.
Live Event Conference Center. Please enter your Access Live Event ID code, followed by the pound key, now.
We did lose the audio feed for a while, and we're getting back on.
Would you like me to say
Please
it
hold
again?
while we connect you to your Access Live Event. You are now being connected to the Access Live Event as a host. Please note that this call may be monitored, recorded, or rebroadcast.
Do we need a music hold ended? No? Okay. Just pointing out, the yellow light will come on when you have 30 seconds left, and the red light means you've used your 3 minutes and you need to wrap up at that time. Next up, for general public comment, is Regan Benson. Good morning, Regan. Please state your name and address if you're comfortable doing that, or city.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Regan Benson, and I am the Executive Director of my own nonprofit that does direct street outreach with the homeless. And that's what brings me here today. Thank you for being here to listen to the people. That is much appreciated. I was here back in April, as I hope you all remember, and I was commenting about problems in the Sheriff's Department and the jail specifically. The lack of communication, the problems with inmates having access to communication, and most importantly, the Sheriff's Department ignoring my complaints. Now, 2 days after I was here back in April, I got an email from a Lieutenant Kirkpatrick outlining all of my concerns, which were off base, but he acknowledged those complaints many months after they had been filed, only because I came here to talk to you. I decided to let them continue to do their thorough investigations of all my complaints, and here we are, it's August, I've heard nothing. I sent Kirkpatrick an email, and I asked him, what is the status of those complaints? Oh, he promptly responded and told me that they've all been unfounded. And if I need any more information, I need to go to the Sheriff's Department Records Division and pay for those thorough investigations that they did. This is unacceptable. And my only redress and recourse is to come here and put these things on the record. I understand your authority and lack thereof over making this agency do their damn job, but you are in the middle of budget processes right now, and you do have some authority to start asking some questions about why everybody gets raises every single year. When nothing is performance-based, the public is treated horribly, the incompetence is off the rails. How about you tell the Sheriff's Department they're not getting any money? Maybe we could start some conversations some honest conversations. And according to Kirkpatrick, everything in the jail's been fixed, even though the individual that I'm working with has made it clear that it's not. His release date is this Friday. This man was put on an illegal suicide hold during the booking process, left naked in a cell for 4 days. The law was violated. The sheriff's department refuses to address their issues in that jail. Again, I implore you to do everything in your power to start having honest conversations about why you're going to continue to give that agency in this county taxpayer dollars. Thank you.
Thank you, Regan. We appreciate your comments. All right, next on my list is someone who signed up to actually talk about Arcadia Creek, so I'm going to skip over their name and hopefully put their name on the list. Next up, we have.
Okie doke. We're done. I do much better when I am not writing my scripts. So again, they have no authority to do anything about the sheriff's department. They do have the authority to tell Tyler Brown, we're not giving you a damn dollar. They have that authority. Do something. Do something with it. He wants extra money this year. He's going to bring in co-responders to the jail. No, he's not. He's going to give everybody raises first. And then if there's money left over, he might get himself a couple co-responders in the jail. This bullshit, how do you get to determine what is fixed in a jail? You don't. They fucking lie through their teeth. It never stops. The people don't do anything about it. If there were as many of me in there as those people there to whine about probably some new fucking open space in their subdivision that's, gonna have a damn gas station built in it. How about if all of those people actually start figuring out how the fuck their tax dollars are being spent to torture people? Well, they won't, because they themselves like the torture. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks for being in here. I really appreciate that. And to make matters worse, I've been emailing the sheriff. And I emailed him last week, and I asked him to define a process to file a complaint on his lieutenant. So what I'm going to do is continue to document all of these things in writing and put them on the record with these county commissioners, so there is a record of it. In case, this is why it's important, you guys, in case Josh is able to organize his life and get himself some attorney representation. Okay? I'm doing it for him. I'm doing it for the sake of the people needing to understand that you have got to follow through with these things. We talk about why lawsuits aren't working. Well, one here and there, here and there, here and there. It's no big deal. This money falls from the sky. But if every one of those family members of Josh's cellmates were here doing the same thing, we would make some changes. But one mouthy woman or 5 people at a city council meeting every few months, every 6 months, it ain't shit. They know you're going away. They know you're going away. I'm one person. They know how powerless I am. Why do you think I use my words? Because that's all that's left. That's all that's left. And my ability to take control of holding these tyrants accountable for what they do to me, and I do. But here we are. We make laws to throw people in jail that we don't like. And that's exactly why Josh is sitting in jail. They didn't like him. He harmed no one. He committed no crime against anyone. That cop got up on the stand and bald-faced lied to the jury. That's all he had to do. That's why I told Josh, don't go to trial. This is why plea deals, they're a real thing. And for those of you that say, you should never take them, and that, people need to take shit all the way. No, not all the time. Not all the time. And especially in Josh's case. You're a person behind the 8 ball already. You don't have housing. You're barely getting by, which is the majority of the population. Who has time to go to jail because they lost at trial because the American people are too fucking stupid to think? I knew what was going to happen to Josh, even if he had tried his best. Even if he had gone in there in a 3-piece suit. I knew it. Because when the evidence isn't clear enough and you put a cop on the stand and he knows what to say, you're done. That's it. They're supposed to prove their case. They didn't, but the jury's too stupid. And that's how it went down. And so I've got body cam footage of that suicide hold. I paid $125 for that. I'm going to send it to the county commissioners with a summary. And we're probably going to make it public when Josh gets out of jail on Friday. Still debating some of that. I've had a few attorneys consult with him in the jail. They know his rights were violated. But because of Josh's inability, and not by any fault of his own, to not create more evidence against him. Don't get me wrong. I love the guy's fighting spirit. I do. And I hope he watches this when he gets out. Josh, I do hope you're watching it. Because I told you I was going to be here for you today. But dude, you have got to make you number one first. You cannot take on the government when you're that far behind the 8 ball. You can't do it. It will eat you alive. It will kill you. I'm surprised Josh is getting out of that jail alive. I'm going to be honest with you. It was that bad. And it was exceptionally stressful on me. And he's not out yet. And so, like I said, we'll see if he is released Friday. He says that he's been told that's his out date. I was fully expecting them to prolong it with the attempt to continue to put him in lockdown. His year sentence is not up until November. So they're still calculating good time. Or with an additional of some time earned, because he's getting out months early. I'm sure they want him gone. I'm sure they want him gone at the first available opportunity to open the door. But we'll see. We'll see. And when I went to that jail several days after he was taken from the courtroom into jail, I was lied to. Imagine that. I have it all on recording. And remember, the Sheriff's Department did a thorough investigation. I told them that in the complaint, that I had all that. They never contacted me. That was a really devastating thing to deal with. I've never had to dealing with a man who was living in homelessness, being treated like a sex toy, if you will, for a bunch of other men. I find it questionable for some psychological evaluations why 6 grown men surrounded another grown-ass man and told him to strip for them while they stood there and watched him when he'd done nothing except remain silent. He wouldn't tell them his shoe size, and he wouldn't sign for his property. So that's the other thing. Will he even have any clothes when he gets out on Friday? I don't know. I don't know what games they're going to continue to play. I don't know if this is going to bring more retaliation. But Josh has told me to not stop, to never stop. I have stopped during the course of his jail stay because it only sets him up for more retaliation. And I can't control that inside that jail. And every time he was thrown in the hole, I went through every day wondering, what are they doing to him? And that's he's not even a loved one in my life. He's what I would consider a friend through the nonprofit, and I consider all my clients my friends, because if we can't be friends, we can't work together. Because it's that important that I understand you and where you're coming from, and that we've built a relationship. And that's where we're going wrong in this entire country at every level of services that we're trying to provide to the homeless that don't want them. No, they don't want shit from the government because they don't trust you. You don't work to build a relationship with them. You tell them what they need to do, and you tell them what they're doing wrong. Who's going to respond to that? Would you? Honestly, ask yourself right now, the way you're living your life, is it of perfection? Are you harming anyone else in the course of living your life? And if the answer is no, you won't take kindly to somebody telling you you're not doing it right and you need to do it different. Okay? You just won't. So until we figure that little thing out in this country, all these government services that we, have to offer after everybody gets paid first, of course, they're non-functional because you can't get people to buy into your ideas. And when you have to start threatening people to buy into your ideas, they're bad ideas. And as we know, our fearless leader, who everyone just adores, has federalized the police in DC. And this is not a political discussion. This is a everybody wants a tyrant leader discussion. Well, we got what we asked for. I didn't ask for it. And I'm going to stand up to it, because I guarantee you it's coming here to Colorado too. All of a sudden, on the DOJ's website and newly released report, we're number 1 in victims of crime in the nation. Colorado. Trump has a love affair with what a great job Aurora is doing and his ICE agents in rounding everybody up. Look, we're not gonna have these policy discussions, but let's be honest about what is the role of government. Why won't they fix the problems with immigration? Why won't they? Because these people are pawns for every single administration, on the left and the right. You want to deny it? Go ahead. Write me an email and tell me why it's something different. And we're right back full circle. Trump's got him a whole bunch of pawns. And it's working out great. Because all of you that voted, you voted for a tyrant. And you're not going to admit it. So you want Kamala? You wanted to go with the worst, the lesser of two evils conversation. No, bitch. They're both evil. Bottom line. This country is swooshing down the drain. We're not swirling the drain anymore. We're swooshing. We are not free. Keep telling yourself that we're free. Why the fuck do these little kids keep gravitating where I'm at? Stay away from me, children. I'm gonna say a bad word, and then your mom is gonna shit her pants and chew my ass. Leave me the fuck alone. Sarah Cracks the Sky is in here this morning, so little Miss Sarah and I are going to be taking on some stuff. And it's not going to be pretty. We got really bad news yesterday. Maybe it will fix itself. I doubt it. But we were working arrangements for her to get her grandmother and grandfather's heirlooms out of the home that Inglewood took. And we thought we had everything secured. Well, it turns out we got railroaded, and they're going to throw everything away. This is bad. It's real bad. And again, another government overreach case. Another, this all happened during the Biden administration. People, where the fuck were all you Democrats? Where are all you Republicans? The fucking government took this 90-year-old man's house. Took it from him because they didn't like who was there. You think I'm lying? Come into our life. We'll show you. We'll show you what they did, what the city of Inglewood did to this man and little Sarah. It's bad. So every day is full of bad things. Very seldom do I get a day just full of good things. We need more days full of good things. How do we do it? I don't know. These fucking kids keep coming over here. Why? Does their mother not have any control of them? Get them the fuck away from me, lady. Oh, I love my grandchildren. I do. But other children, get away from me. Okay, so that's how you bring more goodness in your life. Yeah, Joy. Yeah, Frank, same here. But you'll love your grandkids. You will. Trust me. All right, you guys. So I have an appointment with my attorney group this morning. So I got to get on over to that. I'll have a good update for you on the Inglewood case tomorrow after our powwow today. Okay? Yeah, I am a mama bear. And other people's kids are hard. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much for recognizing that. She's a doll. How do you bring goodness in your life every day? Meet someone like Sarah. Seriously, she's renewed my spirit and my hope, and she's made so many good decisions for herself, and she's just continuing to launch. And I just want to keep supporting her. She's really a gem. And yeah, so I wanted to say that. So you'll see us probably tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, so live stream tomorrow, 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. We're going to talk with the DMCA lawyer. He's going to educate us on as much as he chooses to. I think the guy's a genius. Love you too. Love, love, love. Love and hugs. Peace. And go do something good for one person today. Please fill your life with something good. Even if it's your own family. Bye, guys.